Okay, I'm ready now.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The evolution of the trash bag. You're young and don't remember this, but I'm older, and I remember when trash bags were brand new, plastic bags. They had all this hype on TV. It was the alligator bag. I think it was by Glad. And it was this plastic bag that had a crisscross pattern on it about the same dimensions as what you see on window screens. And all this hype about how great it was, and half the time you'd buy one, you'd buy a box of them, and it would only be half of it. They'd never put the other sheet to it, glued them together. So all you had was a roll of gray, window screen gray plastic. They'd blow out and fall apart at the least opportunity. It was freaking ridiculous. I'll never forget when we finally got like our first box of these things. It was a big deal. You know, my dad brought them home. We finally decided to go with, plastic trash bags. No more having to wash out the kitchen trash can all the time and all that. We unrolled that sucker, and my father, who was a freaking Rutgers educated engineer, for about 10 minutes went around the periphery of the bag looking for a way to open it up for it to be a bag, because it wasn't a bag. It was a single plane of plastic. I mean, it's just garbage. Sometimes you get a box that was bags. Sometimes you get a box that wasn't. Sometimes you get one where it was almost bags, but they never glued them together, except where they separated at. So they just opened up into big sheets. I mean, it was freaking hilarious. Then they finally came out with the hefty bag. It was whippy, 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 hefty, hefty, hefty. So you had the hefty bag. And the hefty bag was pretty amazing at the time. It was actually, you couldn't see daylight through it. It was real stout. And it would hold trash. So things did improve. So as a nation, we evolved from not being able to make a trash bag worth a flip to making some pretty good ones, and then all the way up to contractor bags, which are the true miracle of the new millennium. Contractor bags, you could use them as a body bag. I mean, even with a living body, the guy couldn't get out of there. They're tough as hell. But now we're starting to degenerate again into third world bag status. And I predict all that will go out with a whimper, and we'll wind up using our pillowcases for garbage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, baby.
And what do you think of Glad bags?
What do I think of Glad bags?
Uh-huh.
Of the Ziploc variety?
Sure.
Glad in general.
Well, talk about whatever you want to. Let's talk about Ziploc bags. Yeah, we didn't talk about that earlier.
Ziploc bags are really hilarious, too, especially freezer storage bags. They're going to protect you from freezer storage. The only trouble is they have built-in leaks, sometimes in the lower corners, usually in the zipper as well. So whatever you put in them will get freezer burned. The difference is it'll be wrapped in a 14-cent bag instead of whatever you wrapped it in yourself that used to work better. I don't know. It all seems to be such a scam. Whatever they can sell the American people, they spend more money on the TV commercial than they did on the product.
Uh-huh. And where's my George Burns impression?
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of what I did George Burns about.
Something about driving down the road and something about bags. That's all I remember.
Yeah, George and Gracie, they're driving down the road, and told Gracie, I said, we're going to try some of those newfangled plastic trash bags. Didn't work out. I don't know where she went. How about that?
Yeah, the first time you did it, it was better. You had a more George Burnsy accent.
Yeah, a little bit more Brooklyn to it, I think.
Yeah. Do some of your accents. Those are always fun. And then we'll talk about the swallows.
I'm not going to do a bunch of accents. That's too cornball.
Do the Chinese guy one that you didn't mean to do.
Oh, God, that was great. Oh, you go now. All right, I go now. Thank you very much. Oh, boy. Whoopsie.
Yeah,
poor Mr. Windmill Man, thinking that he was disguised where he was, and everybody would assume he was a Mexican. And he just happened to run into the one guy who was busy doing a Chinese accent for some reason, or a Chinese impression. And there he was. Oh, you're done. You go now. Okay, I go now. I go far away. Oh, boy. But fun.
All right.
Hey, I take the walk. I go. Lollipop. Yeah.
All right, now your theory about the swallows.
Yeah, the swallows. Now, there's a really intelligent bird. It brings a new dimension to bird brain. The swallows, how do they survive as a species when they build their nests under freeway overpasses almost exclusively? It's like, well, today is a clear day for flight training. There's not any chicken hawks or any kind of eagles in the sky, so I think it's going to be a good day. Oh, do you hear that, Junior? You get to take your first flight. Your new feathers look so good. Oh, you're just going to do great. Really, it's going to be perfect. Now, there you go. Zip up. Here, let Mommy get a picture of you. Smile. Okay, go for your first flight. Woot, woot, splat. Oh, traffic goes roaring by. End of swallow. Oh, it's terrible. He was wearing the feathers his daddy gave him. Hey, come on, that's just ludicrous. It really is.
Do you have any theories about any other species of bird?
Well, the kildee's very interesting. Likes to lay his, he's called a kildee or a killdeer or a plover or a piper. And it's usually the same bird they're talking about, though that's not necessarily the correct nomenclature for him. But this bird likes to lay his eggs, usually in tire tracks on dirt roads.
Okay.
So they're a ground nesting bird, and they'll usually put their eggs in a tire track because in their bird-brained wisdom, they realize there's no way that tire can strike the same place twice, or perhaps that's lightning. But I often wonder how there's any of them around anywhere. Yeah, it's really great, too, because if you're walking along out in the field or out on the road, maybe you're going to do some shooting or whatever, and all of a sudden you got this bird fluttering around on the ground in front of you, dragging a wing like it's broken, turn around 180 degrees and you'll step on its nest. They do this for routine to lure you away from the nest. And it's very convincing. A little less convincing if you happen to have a BB gun. But, male children being as they are and having this attitude about anybody else who can fly.
Anything else you want to talk about, or do you want me to stop recording?
Oh, I don't know. You can edit. You can come in and out with it if you want to. I mean, you can only upload so many minutes to the internet anyway.
More than 15 minutes on YouTube now.
Oh, they give us 15?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Do you even know how to do that stuff?
What?
Upload videos?
Yes.
I mean, usually it requires,
all right, watch what you say, buddy.
You got to take this data card out of the camera and put it in the computer. And then you got to wash your hands in a silver basin by the light of a full moon and hold your mouth just right. And if you're really lucky, it goes up. Speaking of which, I uploaded a pretty good video the other day of me going through the Eagle Pass checkpoint. Did you see it?
How did you know I didn't? How did this deteriorate into an insulting Renee party?
Oh, I'm not trying to insult Renee. I'm just like, you haven't been paying attention to my creative talent.
I know all about your creative talent.
Not that kind of creation. I mean, my videos.
Oh. My mistake.
Yeah.
Wait, you do videos too?
I sure do.
Well, I didn't know that. You're right. It does take a long time to really get to know someone.
About 2 years.
About 2 years?
Yeah, that's if you spend a lot of time together.
Let's talk about...
Oddly enough, in our society, you can meet a guy and he can be your best pal and you can just hang out together and hang out together and hang out together. It takes about 10 years before you're willing to trust that guy with your credit card or a blank check or anything like that. But add breasts and long hair, and all of a sudden that time span in some cases can be shortened to as short as just a week or two.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard you use the word breast.
Well, I didn't know if you were recording it. I didn't want to say boobs, tits, bazooms, melons, cans, or anything like that in polite company.
Oh, my friends aren't polite, jeez.
Boobies are perfectly polite. And they're lots of fun.
Well, if you want to talk about that, I've still got 3.5 minutes.
Don't get cocky.
Oh, yeah, I'm the cocky one.
Yeah, you really want me to go into my theory there?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you don't. You can't put that on YouTube.
Yes, I can.
You have access to 2 cocks. That makes you cocky.
2 cocks. Yeah, interesting. Keep going. Keep talking.
Yeah, listen to you. You're lucky you even got me in a mood where I'm willing to let you record.
I can get you in any mood I want, anytime I want.
I'll tell you what, that those videos that were posted on Dee's site yesterday, that gave me a lot of ideas because, quite frankly, I can beat that guy hands down, except I don't have a proper Russian accent.
Oh,
but I think in reality I can do better Russian accent than can he. However, in all fairness, with the situation politically being as it is nowadays, I really believe that perhaps a Spanish accent might be better. You know, I could do MI13 Productions, Sinaloa Cartel. Yeah, we come to America looking for the good guns and a place to sell our product. But that's another story. But you seen the number of subscribers that guy has?
No, I didn't notice.
It's like 800,000.
I wonder who he really is.
He's just some clever guy from New York with a good shooting talent and a good acting talent combined, and good technical talent. I mean, he's good. I like the video. I watched 2 of them. I would have loved to have watched more of them, but I had to go to sleep. You know, I don't know if having that number of subscribers leads to revenue, but he sure does have some fancy shooting irons for such a young buck.
Yeah.
I noticed he used tannerite for his explosions because propane cans would have probably been more dangerous. He got his camera angle right so you could see the target and the shot. I mean, he did, you know, yeah. He good skill, good watchable video, comfortable, fun.
Yeah, his videos have had almost over 3 million views.
Some of his videos?
Well, one of the ones she posted.
Which one was that? AK-47 explosion?
The assault rifle one.
He did several, but it was explosion. He shot the tannerite and it shook the camera.
No, I think that's the one I'm looking at. No, he's in a shooting range right now, or inside of like an indoor shooting range.
Oh, that's going to be the fully automatic FAL or something, I think.